Hi everyone, Vit Mueller here. Today, I'm excited to walk you through HighLevel's newly revamped version history with full restore functionality, which is a huge step forward in workflow management. This upgrade completes what HighLevel calls the editing trifecta, which is the autosave, undo, redo, and version history, all built into the platform at no extra cost. So let me show you how it works and how it can save your business and your client's business from costly mistakes. So the first thing we need to do, as always, with any new functions that are still in the labs, you need to head over to the agency view. From there, you want to head over into settings, and then inside settings, head over to labs. From there, we actually need to select sub-account lab feature and then look for it. So we're just going to type in version, there we go, version history right here, and make sure that you've activated the feature for all your sub-accounts or a specific sub-account that you want to test this in first. Now, once you've done that, head over to your sub account and you want to go into the automations where you'll be able to see the new features. So I've already created a workflow here earlier and I've been playing around with this. So how this works is in your workflow, if you click on the left-hand side menu under the version history right here, you'll be easily able to see all the past versions of the workflow. Now, how this works is every time you make a new change in the workflow, this will create a new version history. You can hold the version history for up to 10 versions or 30 days, whichever comes first. So that's an important thing to note about. But what it does allow you to do is you can filter based on who's done the update. So I can easily see one of my staff members here. I can see the changes that they've done, or I can clear the filters and see all the changes across all the users, including myself. You'll be able to see the name of the workflow, what it was called before. So as you can see, we've got this workflow that says next webinar invitation, a bigger drip. And then you got this next one, which is titled differently. You can also hover over the name of the editor. You can see the timestamp when the workflow last version was saved, and you can also see the workflow status. How this works is if I want to make any new version history, and I actually do have auto-saved on enabled, if I wanted to change anything in here, let's say I want to change this drip mode from 30 to 20, and then hit save, because I do have auto-saved enabled, this will automatically save the version history right here. And then I can go from there. Now, from here, I can save this version in there by clicking save version. If I didn't want to, I could just keep on making changes in here. So let's just do a change here. And let's just change this drip mode here as well. And let's just change the wait step as well from 2 hours to 3 hours. Let's say I wanted to play around with this. So this is now auto-saved all those 3 changes, which I can obviously still choose the undo redo function, which is available here. But inside the version history, I can now see this new version, which combines all those 3 changes that I made. So I can save that version if I wanted to. Now from there, if I wanted to restore a particular version, I can click on restore. Now, as you can see here, it doesn't let me do it until I save the current version. So I have to save from here. And now I'll be able to select any of the previous versions and I can click on restore, which will give me a quick pop-up to make sure if I really want to do that. So that's how that works. Now, one of the other really cool things is you can easily compare the versions before you decide which one you might want to restore to. So the easiest way to do it, again, if you click on the version history, this gives you the pop-up. So I've got the current version here, and I know I've made these changes to the drip mode. So I've actually titled it drip mode 20 every 3 minutes. Now, if I go and look at some of the older ones, I can see how that changes. So I can easily go and look at all the way back and click on any of these actions as well and see in detail what's the current setting of that action at the time of that version history being saved. And then I can easily compare that with the new ones by looking at those. Now let's look at a business use case. I want to run a webinar. I've run webinars for a while, and now I want to run a split test of 2 different ways how the workflow is set up. So what I would do is I would restore one of the older ones, but instead of restore, I'm actually going to click on these 3 dots and create a new workflow from this version. That's right. You can actually create a whole another separate workflow from a version. Obviously, the big difference is like I could go here and I could create a duplicate of the workflow, but that would be a duplicate of the most latest version. So what's really cool about doing it through the version history, I can create a duplicate of a workflow from any of the older versions. So if I wanted to split test, that's a perfect use case. So let me go ahead and do that. I'm going to click here and create a new workflow from this version here. And I'm going to call this version A and then hit create. And I could even add a date to the title or anything like that. Okay, so I've got my webinar version A. I'm going to title this one version B, just for the sake of this exercise, and just call it latest and hit save. So now I've got two versions of a workflow with small variations because I want to see which one is going to improve show up rate for the webinar. So I can go on a split test here and create a simple split test with a trigger being attack, or I can manually drop people into this workflow. And all I've got here is a simple split, 50-50 split on the contacts going through the workflow. And one's going to go to the version A and one's going to go to version B workflow. So I can run that. And then once I've completed the webinar, I can actually then compare the performance of each workflow by going into each individual workflow and looking at the stats view and seeing what was the open rates, and also compare against the actual show up rates between people who went through workflow A and who went through workflow B. So to recap, HighLevel's new version history gives you detailed logs, one-click restores, you can name the versions, and provides you a better way to collaborate. Now, combined with autosave and undo redo function, this is now the most powerful editing suite available in any automation platform today. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and be sure to check out HighLevel Help Docs for more info. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Hey, just before we go, I just wanted to let you know I'm a fellow high leveler. I actually run my own agency, so this is something I do extra just to help you guys out to learn about high level as well. So it would mean a lot to me if you could hit that subscribe button and like this video. And if you have any questions, check them down in the comments, because it's always great to see other fellow agencies looking to learn, and asking questions is how I can help you out as well.